So we walk up, and I, naive as that, I go, oh boy, what are we in trouble or something? And he goes, no, not in trouble. We just downgrade you to row 18. What are you talking about? What are you talking? He goes, we had to downgrade you to. I said, hold on a second. He goes, we had to take you out of first class. What do you mean you had to take us out of first class? What are you talking about? He goes, well, we overbooked. And when you overbook, you can't overbook first class. He goes, no, we're, and he was so sheepish. He was so sheepish. Am I exaggerating? He would not make eye contact. And he goes, we overbooked. I went, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. You have a crew here. Did you put one of your crew members in my seat? And he goes, I can't tell you I can't tell you whose seat. And my wife goes, I want to speak to a supervisor. He goes, I am the supervisor.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to CMO-TV. I'm your host, CMO, and today we've got a blood-curdling story regarding our boy, Jim Breuer, and his fight and plight regarding his flight from Honolulu to Phoenix, Arizona. My gosh, can you believe what American Airlines did? They stole from our boy, Jim Breuer, the little bastard, Mark, the gate agent over in Honolulu. I got to tell you, there's a few things I think Jim might have left out of this story and a few things Jim could have done a little differently. I want to address it. I think we've all had some nightmare scenarios and situations out there with the airlines, but nothing compares to what this guy had to go through with his wife and family, Honolulu to Phoenix, final destination being Florida. This one was a doozy, folks. Let's get into this. So I don't know if you heard, but our boy Jim Breuer was on a vacation, absolutely wonderful vacation according to him, in Hawaii. His hard-earned money, guy works very hard, took his family to Hawaii, booked first-class tickets for him and his wife on the way back. I guess he probably put his kids in coach, respect. And this is like 5 or 6 weeks in advance. He books the tickets for him and his wife, pays for them, even selects the meal. He had front row, first row, A and B seats for him and his wife. He's got a beautiful vacation. He's feeling absolutely relaxed. He's got a red-eye flight that is that is touching down in Phoenix before his final destination in Florida. And when he gets to the gate, everything is normal. No problem. Everything is copacetic. And about 20, 30 minutes before the flight, he notices that some other American Airlines personnel had gone to the gate, and I guess they're trying to deadhead on this flight. And so the gate agent, Mark, little Mark, apparently, just decided that it was he just took the authority to go ahead and take Jim Breuer's booked first-class seats, him and his wife, and took them and gave them to his buddies, people that worked for the airline. Meanwhile, he kicked Jim and his wife back to 18 row 18 coach. Now, that alone is not even right. I mean, it's not even copacetic with the airline. That's not how it works. He's got those seats. He paid for those seats. Those are his seats. Now, I mean, unless the airplane changed and the configuration of the cabin was different, there's no other reason you would change those seats. But Mark took it upon himself to go ahead and do that. Now, I think Jim might have missed one thing. Jim Breuer is a conservative podcaster and comedian. Mark might have known that. Mark might be a little petty, liberal, you know what, okay? That might be the case. Jim, I don't know if we thought about that, but that might have been the case. He might have just been trying to, and that might be something to address in the lawsuit, which I hope you are considering. Now, folks, I don't know if you've heard this story, so I'm going to just recap it. He books the flight, pays for it, even selects the meal, has this beautiful vacation, he's feeling relaxed, gets to the gate, learns Mark, the total douche, is absolutely going to shift him and his wife back to row 18. Now, Jim Breuer is like beside himself. And his wife's probably like, hey, honey, like, let's not make a scene. Which, by the way, if I'm ever married and you're my wife, no, do not talk me off of that ledge. You better be jumping with me. You know what I'm saying? Ride or die. And now I know he's got his kids with him too, but those kids better be jumping too. So apparently, he allows, even though he's enraged, he allows this to transpire enough to where he actually gets on the plane knowing that he's been moved to row 18. Right then and there, I'm already like, I would have been ballistic, which he probably was, but he still gets on the plane being ballistic. And as he's getting on the plane, he looks to the first class area, which he's no longer in, even though he's paid for it. And he looks and he sees that row 1, his seats are still empty. Right here, right then and there, folks, I would have gone and sat in the seats I paid for with my wife. You would have needed the largest Hawaiian Samoan to peel me out of that seat. It would have taken multiple Samoans to get me out of that seat. And trust me, you know how these things go. We've all seen the videos. They would have said, hey, you need to go back to your seat. And no, this is my seat. This is my seat. This is what I paid for. No, sir, we've moved you back to 18. No, I'm not moving. Sir, if you don't move, we're going to have to deboard the whole rest of the plane. Okay, do what you got to do. I'm not leaving. I'm not getting out of the seat. That's what I would have done, 100%. And Jim, I'm kind of upset that you didn't do that. But again, you're with your family, you're with your wife, you're trying not to go too crazy. You're on your vacation, you're still trying to like process everything. Okay, I'll give you the benefit. All right. So then you're in seat 18, the flight takes off. At that point, I would have then gone up to the row 1, whoever's sitting there, whoever stole your seats from you, I would have said, excuse me, but you're in my seats. I need both of you to get up, walk back to row 18, and get into those seats because these are the seats I paid for, me and my wife, and I need you to do that right now, or we're going to have a problem. And then let the chips fall where they may. These people either get up and do what I asked, or we'll have the problem. And I'll take either one of those roads. Okay? And if we have the problem and it has to come down to a major problem, fine, divert the plane. That's your problem now. It's no longer my problem. That is American Airlines' problem. And I would have been absolutely thrilled had Jim Breuer done that. But again, maybe it's his wife, maybe it's his kids. He's going, no, I'm gonna be the bigger person. Jim, you're killing me here, man. I wish you did that. But instead, he's bottling it all up, and he's taking years off his life. You can see it. I don't know if you heard him tell the story, but it is hard to watch. Like, we've all had nightmare airport stories. We've all had them. But this one, I mean, American Airlines just stole from him and his family. I mean, it ruined his vacation. Whatever peace and tranquility he acquired during that vacation was taken from him in those moments. Gone. Whatever he paid for that vacation, whatever time he allotted, gone. Wiped out. So, Jim, you better get that money back. You can't get the time back, but you at least got to get that money back. And American Airlines, you better fly him first class to whatever new vacation and pay for that new vacation on a different airline. Okay? At bare minimum. And Jim, whatever pain and suffering you felt, because I saw the pain and suffering. And I hope you got a good attorney, because American Airlines, you got to fork up. And Jim, why are you only asking for an apology from these people? You've been dealing with AI robots. You've been directed to AA.com from everybody. You've had to rewrite this, retell this to every stupid idiot on the phone who doesn't care, who doesn't bring you to the right person, who doesn't know the right person, there's no corporate anybody to talk to. Customer service is over. American anything. It's over. There's no more customer service in America. I mean, look at Las Vegas. They don't roll out the carpet for anybody. It's over. In American Airlines, you are now the poster child for horrible customer service. In fact, this is not financial advice, but folks, I would short this stock, because I think this is just the tip of the iceberg for American Airlines, because I think this is just getting started, because I think this story needs to get far and wide, because we can't let these people get away with this kind of thing. I don't care. Mark the gate agent is just a little blip. This man is a little blip. I don't care if it was political. I don't care if it was because they were his buddies. You can't do what you want to do because your little feelings are your little feelings. There's rules. There's decency. And you better abide by that, or you better pay. And I'm tired of no accountability. And I'm tired. I'm tired of no accountability. We need to hold these people accountable. And Jim, I want to see you hold these people accountable. I'm tired. I'm tired of it. So you've got the platform. You've probably got the means. Let's go. Let's go, bud. All right. So, folks, let me know what you think. I'm livid. You can tell. Let's get these guys. So I'm tired of it. I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to see this kind of stuff happen anymore. It's the same thing as like people camping in the left lane. Like, who do you think you are? I don't care if you're going 80. If I want to go 85, you don't know why I'm in a rush. Get out of the way. That's not how it works. You don't get to tell me what to do. There are rules. You don't make the rules. There are rules. Okay? Anyway, we got to make a video on that another time. Anyway, I hope you guys are great out there, wherever it is you are, whatever it is you're doing, as long as you're not flying American Airlines. And by the way, when I'm done with my American Airline points, because I've been a customer, it's over. I'm no longer flying American Airlines. I promise you that. In fact, when I'm done flying, I'm not gonna call them and tell them now, because God only knows what they'll do. But when I'm done using my points and like my remaining flights, never flying them again. Trust me, I'm a man of my word. All right. I hope you guys are well out there, wherever it is you are, whatever it is you're doing. It's your boy CMO, coming to you from CMO-TV. Thanks for watching.